NASCAR has just announced it is official here at Talladega. Bubba Wallace has been deemed the winner.
I want to know what it means to you, the second African-American, first since Wendell Scott, to get to victory lane at this level.
Yeah, I never think about those things, and when you say it like that, it obviously brings a lot of emotion, a lot of joy. It's my family, fans, friends. It's pretty damn cool. I know a lot of history was made today. I appreciate Michael Jordan, appreciate Denny for believing in me, giving me an opportunity. This is all those kids out there that want to have an opportunity and whatever they want to achieve and be the best at what they want to do and stay strong, stay humble, stay hungry. There's been plenty of times where I wanted to give up, and you surround yourself with the right people, and it's moments like this that you appreciate.
This is huge. How big is this win, man? Talladega.
Oh man, we're on cloud nine. It's super cool. I've been run through the ringer a little bit. That's part of it. With success comes a lot of hard work, bro, and it's part of it. So I'm enjoying every minute of it.
I love it. I mean, for me, man, Super Bowls, playoffs, those individual accolades, and there was also those team, goals that we had out there. Those were important for me. How important is this? We have this mentality in football where it's, next play mentality, next game mentality. This is a special moment, a historical moment. But how quickly, do you, get to the next race and the next thing?
Yeah, I feel like one of my strengths is compartmentalizing things, especially with the lifestyle that I kind of have and carry and everything that kind of follows suit. But, hell, we race again Sunday, bro.
But this is different, man. You're the first black driver to get it done in the Cup Series race since 1963, Wendell Scott. So when we talk about celebrating, we talk about compartmentalizing and moving on to the next game or the next race, I feel like that's hard to do. I feel like sometimes, you embrace that moment because of what the moment can do for you. So when you talk about celebrating, how did you celebrate? And be honest with me, do you celebrate a little bit longer this one because it's the first one?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like we went pretty hard Monday night when we got back home. I woke up with a slight headache. I mean, I've had way worse headaches, but I don't remember one thing about the night, so I guess it's a good night. But no, you're right. This one is, the magnitude that this first win carries is important. I think my only saving grace is that when we win a full-length race, not because of rain, I'm going to be able to treat that one like it's a first, too, because that one's going to be sweet.
Let me push back on you, right? Like, we like to put asterisks around a lot of wins.
No, I'm not. The society is, but I'm not. I'm taking it.
Correct. So have you been hearing people in this debate like, let's put an asterisk because of the rain delay? You go back to the bubble. The Lakers, LeBron James, they win in the bubble. Let's put an asterisk around that, right? Or this team won, the Super Bowl, but this team, they had deflated ball. Whatever the case may be, to me, what I'm learning in NASCAR, what I'm learning around this sport is when people know that the rain's coming, they race hard.
Yeah.
So everybody out there was racing hard, right?
Doubt.
So it's hard for me to put an asterisk around it, but there are some people debating that. How does that make you feel?
No, it's part of it. Hell, for the longest time, I was a kid that didn't have a win in the Cup Series, but I was sitting there constantly thinking about where I wanted my first win to be. And it's funny, I was always thinking if I ever got one win, if I ever just got one and that was it, I didn't want it to be at Talladega or Daytona because literally everybody in the field has a chance to win, right? Right. And that's what makes those races so exciting to watch, is because you never know what's going to happen. And you could end up messing around and end up in victory lane. And it's like, yep, we caught the draft or whatever happened and it put us there and won. As to where I look at Larson at Vegas this year. He dominated. He kicked our ass all race long. And that's a statement like, yeah, I did that for 4 hours. I just straight whooped y'all, you know? And so I'm like, I never wanted it to Talladega or Daytona. Well, I got at Talladega and I was like, man, I'd like to at least win full distance. Nope, it's gonna rain, shorten victory too. So I'm like, all right, I can't be begging here. I can't be choosing, but it's just funny how that worked out. But no, I mean, people, it don't matter if I did win by 10 laps and went the full distance. People are always gonna put an asterisk beside my name because that's just who they are. That's those type of people. And it's not my time or place to invest the negative energy along with them. So I'm gonna take my check, take it to the bank, enjoy that, and go on to the next one.
You know what, man? I love that answer. You know, one of the things that I love doing when I sit down with different drivers or, you know, members of the crew, you know, I like to get in their mind, their psyche. And there was a moment we had in season 2 when you joined our show, I Am Athlete, and I was getting into your mindset and your psyche, right? Like figuring out, do you have it? Like, do you have that it?
Yep.
And right away, all the guys, Ocho Cinco, Chad Ocho Cinco, Channing, Crowder, Fred, Taylor all said, oh, that's it, right? Because like when you walk into the locker room as an athlete, when you're sitting next to a dude, he's strapping up his cleats, he's putting on his helmet, like you know right away if that dude can go in that foxhole with you, and you had it, right? So when you talk about, oh, well, Talladega or Daytona, right, anybody can win there, yes. But there's the history also shows that there's people that dominate that track.
Yeah.
And there's also people that never win because, why? They're scared shitless. Let's be real.
Yeah.
You guys are going 200 miles per hour. We're talking about restrictor plate racing, right? Look, you like how I'm learning, right?
Yeah,
6 months ago, I knew nothing about this. But we're talking about your skill set showed up. To me, that was the special thing about it because, yes, anybody can win those races, but you got to be fearless. And I asked you on our show, I said, Bubba, it's scary going that fast, right? And any moment, like, it could be a big wreck. And are you afraid? And you said, man, look, I don't think about that. I'm not afraid to, like, I'm really not thinking about dying. Like, this is what I love doing.
Yeah.
So, you know, I push back on you there because, you know, yes, anybody could win, but history has shown that there's a lot of guys that won't win because they're afraid to do that. And your skill set showed up at Dega.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I appreciate that perspective. You know, obviously we get so in tune with our own perspective. So when you hear a second opinion on that, you know, it makes things a little bit more clear. So you're right.
And I also want to go back to something else, right? Like I had an opportunity a couple weeks ago to run into you at Vegas, and you know, Amanda, your crew, your team, you guys always take care of us, Mishi and I, and our team when we come out. So we got an opportunity to sit in your pit box, and you were out there, you're grinding. And I was sitting next to Amanda and your sister, and they were just like, man, we just need one win. Bubba just needs one win. And it took me to confidence, the word confidence. And I don't give a dang what level you're at. You're going to face adversity. And they were like, man, Bubba just needs one win. Right? We got 6 races to go. He just needs one win. He needs it. Do you feel like, you know, this win came at the right time? Like, did you start questioning yourself, like this past year or so? Were you questioning yourself?
Oh, no doubt. I got to probably halfway through this year and already started writing the ship. And it's like, man, we're gonna run 15th to 20th, and we're going to end up here. And then that quickly switched over to counting how many races I had left on my contract. Simple as that. I said, you know, I don't know what MJ's and Denny's vision is, but I know they're winners. And my only saving grace was Denny didn't win until the playoffs started. So I was like, hey, the boss ain't winning. We ain't winning. We're good. Well, then he went and won. And I was like, oh, no. And so, you know, I was like, all right, I got one more year left, and, you know, that's might be it. I could be totally wrong. I don't know. You never know. When your contract is stated to an X amount of date, that's all you know. And does this win feel like that gave me another year? No, not necessarily. But for my mental state, they could cut me tomorrow and I'd be the happiest man. Like, I'd be fine because I checked off that box that I've been wanting to do for at least 4 years now. And so, you know, I think, you know, now where I'm at with that win, it's cut me. Okay, appreciate the opportunity. As to where if I got to the end of the season next year without a win and that was it, I would just wouldn't be good.
In sports, it comes down to moments, and as an athlete, you got to capitalize when you're giving that moment. And I always felt like whether it was at the wide receiver position, games on the line, it's fourth quarter, we're down by 6, right? We got 30 seconds on the clock. I got 2 guys on me, the ball's up in the air. And in that moment, if I come down with that ball, and I know it would be hard as hell to come down with that ball with 2 guys on me, balls lost in the lights. But if I come down with that, it's going to change the trajectory of my career. It's going to change the trajectory of our season, right? So when I look at this race, I don't look at it as just like, okay, cool, yes, it's just the first one. Let's see what happens now. To me, there's something in you, and there's a couple guys, when you sit down with them, in all industries that just like they have that it factor. And to me, this is a moment where now we're going to start seeing, we only have a couple more races left in the season.
Yeah.
But what this moment can do for you in your career, to me, this is going to change everything. And so now that leads me to pressure, right?
Yeah.
So you have the pressure of what you talked about. Like, man, I don't know if I'll, be on this team, long term.
Yeah.
But also you're carrying the pressure, potentially pressure of being a black driver, right? Is that pressure or is that motivation for you?
Man, it's nothing. Be honest with you. I don't think about it. I just go out and I want to win so bad for self. Like I'm taking that selfish card and playing it. Like I just want to win bad for self. It was just one of those hell yeah moments. And that's all I cared about. Like hell yeah, you did it. And, I'm thankful for my team and my sponsors, and I can't do it by myself, I can't, without team or sponsors or people pushing me, I'm nobody. But inside that, there is me, and I'm taking some self-appreciation for a hot minute, and I'm like, hell yeah, you did it, good job. Something I haven't told myself in a really long time. I've been telling myself the exact opposite. I've been telling myself that you would never do it. And so to flip the script for a second, that's all I care about. And then I let everything else settle in place. So that's how it is.
2020, right, where racial tension was soaring.
Yep.
The whole news thing, so many other eyeballs thrown at NASCAR because of your situation. So now you're thrust in this right now, right? You're the only one. I mean, hell, we haven't had a victory since 1963. When I say we, you're mixed. Your mom is black, your dad is white, so which is a whole nother conversation, right? Like you are a kid, like you've seen both sides of it.
Yeah,
It's just like it's just me. I'm just Bubba. But you're now thrust in that moment, so it's going to be interesting to see how you navigate through the next couple years as you continue to win because you capitalize off this last moment. It will be interesting to see because you're bringing so many more people to this sport. It's almost like that Tiger Woods effect. I truly believe we're at the beginning of that. Like, I truly believe that, bro, because you have the it, you're special, you know what I mean? And you just love what you do.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you, man, but it does come with a lot of responsibility.
It does, no doubt. It's a tough road to walk, but like I said earlier, when you have the right people around you, supporting you, it helps that walk just a little bit better. So, and you got to walk it with confidence too, and something that I've been told that I don't lack, which is okay to have.
Well, that's exactly what you got to have, man, that confidence, which we talked about earlier. Every athlete faced that. I remember in 2015, I would wake up every morning and be the first one to the facility when I was playing for the Jets. And I had to pull out old footage, man. There was days where I was crying, man, like literally crying. Like, I don't know if I still have it.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I realized that you just have to fight. You have to fight. You have to continue to go. And, that's what you faced.
Yeah.
You talk openly about anxiety and depression. This year, the weight of the world seemed like it was on your shoulders, maybe, if it seemed like that outside looking in. How was that journey this year? Did you have to face anything around that?
Nah, just your casual BS that I get every day through social media. I got off my main pages there for a long time. I'm still off of them. Well, this week I'm enjoying all the good and bad because I'm a winner. I don't care. But being off that, it definitely helped out a lot with the stress. I think it's more more stress than it is pressure or weight. You know, I think it's just, you know, dealing with both sides of the fence there, the good and the bad, just comes with stress. And so eliminating the amount of stress I have has been really good for me. And it's allowed me to enjoy life. It's allowed me to have fun at home and you know, focus on things that will always be there at the end of the day. Amanda, Asher, you know, Asher's been the best. He, you know, after a bad race where I've messed up and crashed and, you know, having a really fast car, you know, who's the most excited to see me? And he has no idea what's going on, is the damn dog. And it's just like, when you realize that, it's like, man, there's so much more to life than this one moment. And so enjoy that, you know, appreciate that. And that's what Amanda brings that as well.
Yeah, speaking of Amanda, there's been a couple of times where you guys have welcomed us with open arms, and she's really the one that's sitting in there.
She loves y'all. She's super fans of y'all.
She's awesome, bro. Like, I mean, she's awesome. She's an amazing person. But sitting there in Daytona and Vegas, you know, Homestead, and watching her watch you, it reminds me of Mishi watching me, right? Like, she's in it, bro. Like,
yeah.
Y'all need to put a camera on her while the race is going, and you will really appreciate, like, she's there, bro. She's nervous. She's screaming. She's, like, tense. You know, she feels it, man.
Yeah.
You got a good one, bro. And just reminds me of, like, our football wives, right?
Yeah,
like, they feel everything that we feel. So when you talk about the stress and you talk about that, you know, I know it's hard, that balance of being able to separate the two. And, you know, for me, it was always, how do you turn the switch on when I walk onto the field and then when I walk off? And it's time to go home to those things that really matters, right? The only things that really matter. How do you turn that switch off? But they carry it too, man. They carry it. They see it.
No doubt. She's been learning each and every weekend in this sport, and she's been amazing to bring to the racetrack and just have by my side. And I don't know why it took so long to ask her to marry me, but that was the best day of my life. So we're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Come on, bro. Like, yeah. Come on, man. Let's go. Catch up, Mustard. All right. The pro. Let me get into you. Did racing choose you, or did you choose racing?
That's a good question. I felt like I chose racing.
Walk me through that. You know, you're a kid from Alabama, and I mean, I don't have any friends that grew up saying, I'm gonna go race a car. Like, how the hell does that happen?
Man, we just started when I was young. We started, like I said, 9 years old, and we just went to race. I enjoyed it. I fell in love with just the driving aspect of it. It was hard as hell. I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't very good to start, but I just enjoyed it. And I quickly became competitive and, like, wanted to get better. And things just started to click. And it's like, all right, we got this level figured out. Let's move to the next. It would just be like that. Step and repeat, step and repeat, step and repeat until you're where I'm at today. And, like, I didn't, you know, when you started playing ball, did you have dreams of being in the professional level?
I did.
I didn't. I didn't give a damn about NASCAR. Not in a negative way. I didn't know a thing about it. And I lived 15 minutes on the racetrack. We just raced. I didn't know that this was a gateway to where I'm at today. It was just like, hey, we're gonna go race a cup car next year. Okay, let's do it. I'm just going to race, and that's it. So I feel like I chose racing.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're supposed to be here. I mean, you know, just seeing everything, how everything is playing out over the last couple of years. You're supposed to be here. This was a huge moment for you. You took advantage of it, and you won. And there's going to be more to come.
Thank you, brother.
You know, did you get the call from MJ? How was that?
Yeah, no, it was cool. He left me a voicemail. It's pretty funny. But I called him when I landed, and he was pumped. Him and the wife there were pumped. They were super happy. They were shouting up and down while they were watching it. So that was cool. He said, let's go get some more now. And I'm like, all right. Right.
Tell them to bring the bag, more money, right? We need more.
Exactly.
That's right. All right, a few things just to end, man. The last thing about you, and then I got a few questions that I want to ask, some fun questions. But the last thing about you is, you know, what separates you from every other driver out there? What's special about you?
It's tough. I feel like my I don't give a damn attitude is what stands out the most. I remember doing some races in Xfinity. It's funny. It was an Xfinity race at Dover. Denny was in the race, and it was the main start. He qualified right in front of me, and he didn't get a good restart. And so in turn one, before we get to turn one, I pull down and pull it 3 wide and pass him. And he runs me over and moves me out of the way after that. And I was like, what the hell? So I talked to Ryan Blaney after the fact, because he was already in the Cup level. And he was like, oh yeah, nah, you don't pass the Cup guys on lap 1 into a race. You don't do that. That's like a underlying code. Like that's, and I was like, well, yeah, I don't give a damn. If you don't get a good start, get the hell out the way. And so there's a lot of things like, people are like and I'm like, do it. I don't care. Do it. Just go out and do it. Why be hesitant?
I love it. Special,
Yeah.
bro. Special. All right, pick one. Better mustache, Earnhardt or Petty?
I thought you were ragging on me about mine. I thought you were saying I need a
we
better
can throw
mustache.
you in there. I mean, hey, I like yours.
Yeah, I
yours is
appreciate
starting to be legendary, bro.
Yeah, it might be. Man, I think I got special ties to the RPM family, so I'm gonna have to go with the king, Richard Petty.
Okay, I got it. All right, better movie, Talladega Nights or Days of Thunder?
Days of Thunder. Anything other than Talladega Nights.
Hey, you know what I learned? There isn't even any lights out there at Talladega, and the whole movie was shot at night.
That's why we won, because they ain't got no lights. Appreciate it.
All right, more iconic. This is going to be a tough one for you. I already know your answer. What's more iconic, the Ford or the Ferrari? I know this is going to be a hard one for you. Because, yeah, I'm a Toyota guy. Toyota, my car works so fast.
Man, you know what stands out more when I'm driving my Toyota 4Runner is when I see a Ferrari on the road. How about that?
Good answer. Good answer.
Got him.